Hello, Kingsport Chamber Zone friends, and welcome to the newest edition of your CZ, the award-winning show that's all about your Kingsport Chamber and this great city that we call home of Kingsport. I am Bob Figgins with your Kingsport Chamber.
Yes, you are.
And she's my good friend and co-host, as she always is, Laura Woods with Eastman. And can you guess where we're coming from today? Yes, we ventured upstairs here at our building here at the Kingsport Chamber to the third floor, the home of the Kingsport City Schools, this outstanding school system.
It truly is a wonderful school system, and I think maybe we sometimes take it for granted just how world-class a school system we have right here in Kingsport. But with all of the awards, the accolades, the Hall of Fame coming up to honor the great people who have contributed their lives and their careers to making Kingsport City Schools the best it can possibly be, we have so much to celebrate and so much to appreciate, and we will have one of our great friends, Andy True, on the show to tell us all about these great awards, the Hall of Fame, and things that are coming up for the school system. It's a great time.
It is a great time, and I'm sure one of the things Andy will highlight and talk about is the Kingsport City Schools partnership with Healthy Kingsport and all they're doing in the school system, every school in Kingsport, to make the lives of our school children much healthier. Well, we'll have an update on that program because that's not the only thing Healthy Kingsport's doing. They're doing so much in our community to change our lifestyles, make us better people, healthier people, which helps us live longer lives, which we all want to do. So we'll have an update with Candy Childers and Johanna Morales of Healthy Kingsport.
And then, even though it's kind of yucky outside, we want to start thinking about warm weather things, and that means festivals in Kingsport because we do love our festivals here in this area. And that means Racks by the Tracks, which is coming up on Saturday, May the 14th. It's going to bring about 10,000 people to downtown Kingsport where you can come out and enjoy fantastic barbecue, other kind of food if you're not a barbecue fan, great craft beers, they'll have wine, they'll have family events, they'll have activities for the kids, they'll have a road race for you runners out there, all sorts of wonderful things. And James Phillips is just the person to tell us all about what you can expect on that day.
A lot to get to today, a lot of fun stuff, a fun ride ahead on your CZ. Before we chat with our guests, let's take a look at some upcoming events with your Kingsport Chamber.
And we are so pleased to be joined by our host today. Andy True is the Chief Administrative Officer for the Kingsport City School Systems. He's also first class, just like the school system is as well, and we always enjoy having him on the show. So Andy, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for coming to our space here today.
We're glad to do it. It was a long trek for Bob.
Yes, it was. It was hard, to get up here, but, thankful you had the elevator. So
and that you got buzzed through security.
Yes,
That's
I did.
what
that was the real challenge for me.
We weren't quite sure that was going to work, so thank you, Andy, for whatever strings you had to pull to make that happen.
Absolutely.
So it's hard to believe we're as far into the spring semester as we are, but that's where we find ourselves. So how's the school year going so far?
Quickly. There's a lot going on this year as we have a lot of initiatives that are in place right now and that we're moving forward with. It's an exciting time as we start talking about technology use and we start talking about some special programs that we have going on as a district, really involving the community, what we're doing. So it's a fun time to be a part of Kingsport City Schools. It's a challenging time in this climate, but it's a good time.
That's great.
Kingsport City Schools are globally recognized. We're going to talk about that a little later on in the interview, but one reason why is because you're always coming up with something new that benefits the students. One new exciting program is your DB Excel program, so tell us all about that.
It really is. It's a unique way that students are able to access an opportunity for high school credit in a way that's a little bit different than the normal Dobbins-Bennett traditional school environment. It's a way that they can use technology to do complete coursework online and also kind of shoulder to shoulder with a teacher to support them along the way. It might allow them to move more quickly through curriculum if it's the items and things that they are quick to master. They can take a little bit longer maybe on things that they need to take a little more time with. It also provides some great flexibility when it comes to scheduling. We have a variety of different types of environments that and situations children come to us with, and it's just a way that we can individualize that learning process.
And another exciting program that you have on the horizon, the plans for the new DB Science and Technology Center. Can you give us an update on that?
It really is. It would provide an opportunity not only for, in addition to Dobbins-Bennett, who needs space as that population continues to grow, but also to provide facilities and a place for the learner and for our community to really focus on those science and technology areas that are so important to our community right now. We think about our community partnerships with businesses like Eastman and the types of training that our students need to have to compete not only locally but also in a global environment. So to create a science and technology center that really can serve to meet all of those needs and provide a high-level science education opportunities for hands-on learning for our students as they go through Dobyns-Bennett. You know, Dobyns-Bennett is so well known for the high quality of education. It just really takes it to the next level.
That's great.
In addition to providing that high quality education for all the students in the K through 12 system, you're also very focused on their health and well-being. And one new initiative you have is you've partnered with Healthy Kingsport with some exciting plans to put water stations in all of the schools, in every single school. Tell us about that and why that's so important, Andy.
It really is. Healthy Kingsport does such great work in the community, and we're really excited to be a part of that, to take that pledge to live a healthy lifestyle, to encourage our students to make healthy choices, and to be able to have the water bottle stations in the building that they can easily fill water bottles, have water with them. We for quite some time have been encouraging students to drink water through the day because the research will tell you that provides a better physical learning situation for kids to hydrate themselves, to hydrate their brains. And the more we can provide those opportunities and make it easier for them to have those water stations and be able to refill bottles, it really helps our students. It really helps the learning environment, in general for our schools. And so it's an exciting partnership to be able to move forward.
And environmentally friendly too. We love that.
Absolutely. We mentioned earlier that Kingsport City Schools are an award-winning school system, but you continue to receive both national and international acclaim for your first-class student-focused program. So tell us about some of the awards the Kingsport City Schools have won this year.
Sure. Yeah, it's the kind of thing where we sit down and we say we don't do things for the award, but when awards like that come, it's a nice reinforcement for what that what we're doing is the right thing. And we think about Dobyns-Bennett being placed on the Advanced Placement Honor Roll once again this year for the high quality of advanced placement courses and the type of credits that students are able to retain. We're just getting back this week from Nashville, where Michael Hubbard received an Excellence Award from the Tennessee Center for Performance Excellence, one of their champion awards, which really highlights the process-oriented focus we have here to be very efficient. He leads that work for us, and he was recognized from across the state for his work on that. Those types of things, when they're embedded in the real work that we're doing, really helps us to know that we're on the right track and we're doing the kind of things to provide a world-class environment for our students and our staff.
Well, and you're not just about receiving awards, you're about giving awards as well. And one of the ways that you like to recognize both the teachers and the administrators who've sort of dedicated their lives and their careers to making Kingsport City Schools better is through your Hall of Fame. So is that going on? Tell us what's going on with that right now and how people might be able to nominate somebody that they'd like to for that.
Absolutely. That's really our hallmark award as a district, that we can look back and recognize the folks that have made us who we are. And we're in a process right now where we're accepting nominations for the Hall of Fame for our second class. Started January 1st, and we'll take applications through May 1st. All that information is available on our website at k12k.com. How to nominate, what the criteria is involved in that. We try to make it a very simple process. We don't want that to be a barrier to those names and those stories coming forward.
Sure.
But it's just it's a way that we can stop and pause and look back and thank the folks that have made us great as a district.
That's great. And Kingsport City Schools is never one to rest on its laurels, so even though we're February of 2016, we know you are already looking for what's going on for the next school year. So what can we expect to see for the students?
It's going to be a very exciting year for us because it really marks the first year we will be full implementation, grades 4 through 12, of our technology initiative with our one-to-one device plan to really transform teaching and learning. Students in grades 4 through 12 will have technology devices to access information, create a more engaging learning environment. That move is going to be a very exciting process next year as we continue to move forward and provide the types of technology and use technology in a way to help kids really engage with their learning. So that'll be an exciting thing to look forward to for next year.
Yeah.
Andy, as you just recapped, there's always so much going on, so much exciting news with Kingsport City Schools. Remind us again where we can find everything we need to know about Kingsport City Schools.
Best place is probably to go to our website, k12k.com. We're also very active on social media, on Facebook and Twitter. It's a great way to get things in an ongoing way about all the happenings that are going on in the district. But all of that information about the Hall of Fame and other programs, if you want to go to the website, k12k.com, it's probably the best place to go.
That's great.
Well, Andy True with the Kingsport City School System, thanks for being with us today. Thanks for hosting us today.
Anytime. We're glad to have you here.
And thanks for what you do to make Kingsport such a special place for our school children.
Thank you both so much.
Thanks. Stay tuned, we'll have an update on Healthy Kingsport right after this. And welcome back to this edition of your Kingsport Chamber Zone on location from Kingsport City Schools.
Good nutrition, exercising, curbing those unhealthy habits, and getting those regular medical checkups. All of that's important to our health.
Yes.
Well, last year, the City of Kingsport focused on those key areas when it launched what many are calling its biggest and most aggressive community initiative ever, all focusing on our health. It's called Healthy Kingsport.
Appropriately enough.
Absolutely. It's called Healthy Kingsport, and it's created to improve our lifestyles and improve our overall health. Here now with an update on this very important program are the program's new Executive Director, Candy Childress, and Healthy Kingsport's new coordinator, Johanna Morales. Congratulations to both of you.
Thank
welcome
you.
to Healthy Kingsport. Glad to have you on the show. So this is such an important program, community-wide, it's statewide, and Healthy Kingsport's a leader in so many ways. So Candy, give us an overview of Healthy Kingsport.
Sure. Healthy Kingsport actually began several years ago when a group of concerned community members just recognized that our health and wellness trends in our community were really kind of going in the wrong direction. They wanted to change that direction. So in order to do that, they formed a community action group, and they found through and by being led by the Greater Kingsport Family YMCA, a Pioneering Healthier Communities grant from the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. And they worked together, they went up to DC for some training, and a couple of years after that, Healthy Kingsport, the nonprofit organization that focuses on wellness, infrastructure, and policy, was born.
It's such an exciting organization. We're so lucky to have it here in the community. What are the focus areas of Healthy Kingsport?
Sure, the focus areas are threefold. One, wellness, and that really constitutes good nutrition, increasing our physical activity, and tobacco cessation programs. It also focuses on enhancing our infrastructure, really building up and taking care of our community assets that we have, like the Greenbelt and Bays Mountain and our local parks and rec areas, and then also influencing policies around, that could be at an organization level, the city level, or the state level. And many of those policies currently that we are addressing have to do with tobacco cessation.
Healthy Kingsport was created to help all of us, so improve our lifestyles, improve our health. So if for viewers watching at home and they're sitting there and they're thinking, this can really help me, I need to improve my health, how can they as individuals get connected to Healthy Kingsport and take advantage of all that you have to offer?
Sure. I mean, the way to do that is really through our Healthy Kingsport website. Healthy Kingsport is also part of a collaborative of Live Well pilot programs going on in the state of Tennessee, which are linked back to Healthier Tennessee. And so Healthy Kingsport is a great kind of channel to Healthier Tennessee. And Healthier Tennessee has a movement right now that it addresses businesses, places of worship, and schools. And they have small starts for success around nutrition, physical activity, and tobacco cessation that Healthy Kingsport can bring to bear.
Well, and Joanna, speaking of the businesses, that is one way that we can actually take Healthy Kingsport out to the community instead of it coming to us. And so how do you all work with the businesses to help their employees become healthier?
Well, again, businesses can go on to Healthier Tennessee and sign up to be a Healthier Tennessee workplace. And so what that is, it's really giving acknowledgement to these businesses that may already be having these wellness programs, and also businesses that may be wanting to start a wellness program and don't really know where to start. They can go on this website, on Healthier Tennessee's website, and sign up as a Healthier Tennessee place of work. And so all they would need is their company name, approximately how many employees, an email address, and an address. And so once they put all that information in, the website will prompt them different tips and exercises that will help them get their wellness program started. And once you get your program started, then you just mark it off and you keep moving along the program. And they're really simple steps that many companies are already doing. And so it's just a way of giving them credit, and it'll also help them in their recruiting when they go out to speak to different potential employees. on what their organization has to offer.
And you're obviously reaching the school systems as well, and Andy True mentioned about the water stations and the partnership with Healthy Kingsport. Tell us from your perspective, Candy, why that's so important and why it's so critical that you all, Healthy Kingsport, get in the school systems.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely critical that we're in the school systems for a variety of reasons. Nutrition and physical activity and tobacco cessation. Those are messages that we want to bring to our young people while they're in elementary school, middle school, and so that when they get to high school, they can make those good choices, what we call better default choices. So for example, the water. That is critical because sugary beverages are the single largest caloric contributor to our diets. And we also know that sugar is the leading contributor to diabetes and also to obesity and overweightness. And so, you know, right now in our community in Sullivan County, we have about 73% of our community members who are either overweight or obese. Similarly, we have about 45% of the folks that are employable or employable age that are either pre-diabetic or type 2 diabetic. So, you know, having those kids learn the good habits and really embracing that so that they don't fall into that statistic or become that particular number is really going to be key.
That's great.
This initiative, Healthy Kingsport, also has both a social and financial impact on our local economy. So talk about that and then the economic impact Healthy Kingsport can make on our community.
Sure, and I think just from a social impact, I mean, we want to have a healthy community because we want all of our citizens to be healthy and not only live a long life, but a long life that's a quality life. And so from a social standpoint, that's really critical. We care about each other, and you know, that's been evidenced in the greater Kingsport spirit that we all talk about. And you know, in fact, in a Gallup Healthways poll for 2015, our community was ranked as one of the highest communities to have a sense of community. So when we say greater Kingsport spirit, we're not just thinking that ourselves. That's actually coming to bear on survey results. So that's the social impact. Now I'll let Johanna talk about the economic impact.
Well, going back towards the businesses, you know, if we have a healthier community, recruitment is easier for businesses to recruit and retain quality employees. And along with that, we bring down the cost of health care. It costs an employer approximately, for an employee that has diabetes, around $6,000 a year of health care costs for that employee. With smoking, an employee that smokes, it'll cost the employer around $5,000 a year, if not more, for that employee. So if we're able to make these employees healthier and make our community healthier, those health care costs will come down, productivity will increase, and just we'll see our economic stance just grow.
So Joanna, you all have shared a lot of great information for us today. If people want more information about Healthy Kingsport, what's the best place to find that?
They can visit our website, healthykingsport.org, or they can also follow us on our social media. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. And so anytime people are out on the Greenbelt, if you're out drinking water, hiking, biking, anything that you have any activity here in Kingsport, because we do have a great infrastructure of being able to go out and enjoy this beautiful area, please share it with us on our social media pages. So.
Absolutely. Well, Candy Childress and Johanna Morales with Healthy Kingsport, thanks for being with us today, and thanks for all you're doing, the great strides you're doing to make our community a healthier place to live.
Thank you.
Thank you both. Stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to talk to you about a festival that brings 10,000 people. Is that right? 10,000? That wasn't a typo by you?
It's probably even larger than that by now.
Probably
So
right after this.
And welcome back to your Kingsport Chamber Zone on location from the headquarters of Kingsport City Schools.
even though it's cold outside, it is time to start thinking about one of our favorite festivals that gets to take place right here in downtown Kingsport. It is coming up on Saturday, May the 14th. And if you like barbecue, if you like craft beer, if you like running road races, it's got something for everybody. And it is, of course, the annual Racks by the Tracks Festival that bring 10 to 12,000
somewhere in there
of our closest friends to our fair community. And here to tell us more about it is James Phillips. James is the owner and
co-owner
of the festival, and also happens to be the owner of GRP Rentals. So welcome.
Thanks.
So glad to have you here.
I'm glad to be back.
WP Rentals, excuse me. So give us an overview. I mean, the festival's been around for a really long time. I feel like a lot of people already know everything about it, but we could possibly have some viewers out there that have no idea what we're talking about.
Well, this year is we are getting a lot of new customers, as I like to say, because of our headlining act. So yeah, this is the 9th year of the festival, which is incredible. Next year will be our 10th year, the same year as the Millennium Celebration for Kingsport. I know, it blows my mind. So you know, it was started 9 years ago as a way to have something fun for young professionals to do, and then also to raise money for local nonprofits. And in that time, you know, we went from just taking in cans for Second Harvest Food Bank to where we donate over $7,000 a year now to local nonprofits.
That's wonderful.
So it's a really, really great event, and it is very family friendly. It's free to come down to the area. The only thing you need a ticket for is if you want to go and do one of the events. So we welcome everybody to come down.
Now, a big draw and a reason why you have 12,000 plus people is the entertainment that day, music all day long. And let's start with the headlining act, because this year it's a big name. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we've been working on the headliner this year for a year and a half, and we just announced at our press conference a few weeks ago that Marshall Tucker Band will be headlining this year. So definitely the biggest headliner we've ever had. We try and step it up each year, and we are really excited. And the way ticket sales are going right now, it seems everyone else is really excited, so we're good.
But in addition to the Marshall Tucker Band, you have acts performing all day long from beginning till the very end. So
absolutely, yeah. We start with music starts at noon, and then it goes until 10 o'clock that night. So it's all day music. We've got local favorites Acoustifried and up and coming country artist Lance Stinson. And then one that I'm really, really excited about is we have the #1 Bon Jovi cover band in America coming, Wanted, the ultimate Bon Jovi cover band. So they're going to be a lot of fun, and they're playing a really long set, and so there's a lot of songs that people will know and sing along with.
And I think people normally associate the festival, of course, with the great food that you have there, the barbecue and everything. But if you have people out there who like craft beers, this is really the place to be as well. Yeah,
so we are actually the original Tri-Cities craft beer tasting, and so this is 9 years that we've been doing that, and we've grown and grown and grown with that. It's a 2,000-person tasting that sells out every year. We've added a few things here and there to it, like our high gravity tasting, and it's really a full event with over 70 beers that people can try, and it's you know, you get little 4-ounce tastes, so you can sample many of them, and it doesn't affect you too bad, and it's a really fun tasting, and it's very unique. All of our beers that you can try at Rex, if you like them, you can go right over to Food City or Libation Station and pick them up.
Oh, that's cool. And of course, if you've got the people out there who are like, well, I don't really like beer, you have a response to that, don't you?
We do. Last year we added a wine tasting thanks to Reedy Creek. They came on board and kind of kicked off us doing our first ever wine tasting, and it was a huge success last year. So we're bringing that back, but not only are we bringing it back this year, we're adding 3 additional wineries. So we'll have a total of 4 wineries there with over 20 wines. So the wine tasting is really expanding this year, and it's a really popular event because sometimes you get people who one spouse likes the beer and the other one doesn't really drink the beer. They like the wine better. So now they have something for everybody because they're all in the same area and they can hang out.
Speaking of having something for everybody, Laura mentioned the barbecue, and you're going to have barbecue galore, so barbecue samples for everyone, and your barbecue cook-off. So tell us about that.
So that was one thing that one of the key parts of the festival when it was formed 9 years ago, and that is the barbecue awards that we have. And so we have over 30 barbecue vendors from all over the region. We have some that come from Pennsylvania, you know, Nashville. They come from all over, and we have 6 different awards that we we give first place and runner-up for, and they're all people choice voting. And so everybody that comes to the festival, you don't even need a ticket. Just come in and you can try all the barbecue you want. You just pay the menu price, whatever you want to try, and then you vote for your favorite barbecue. So there's a lot down there, and we've got some repeat winners who are tough to beat, like Phil's Dream Pit and Hokey Smokey are really tough to beat. So it's always fun. They barbecue guys are all, it's a community, and they get into it a lot.
And if people don't like barbecue, and I can't imagine there's anyone out there who doesn't, but if people don't like barbecue, you also have a bunch of other food vendors.
We do. Overall, we probably have 40, 45 food vendors there, so there's plenty of food besides barbecue that's there. We have a giant cooling station that we set up where it's a good place to come and you can get out of the weather and sit under the tent and eat. We have a couple of those on property, so anything anybody wants to eat there, they'll be able to find.
And in addition to all of this great food and all of these great libations that you have available, you're letting people run a road race that day too.
We are. You can start your day off. What we have is we have the SPF 5K and 10K, and 4 years ago, which blows my mind, we started the 5K race, and it is the fastest 5K race that our timer has ever timed. And it's because it's in downtown Kingsport and it's so flat that many people set their personal records that day. And so we last year added a 10K race, and so that was really popular. But then what we decided to do on top of that last year was we added the Boss Hog Challenge, and so we keep the barbecue theme going. But you can run the 10K race that morning, and then after you run that, there's about a 15-minute break, and you go back to the line, and then you run your 5K race after that. And so we had about 50 people last year do both races, and you get a special T-shirt, a special package for doing that. And then, so we expect that to go up this year as people learn about it.
And if anybody out there is like, I can't possibly do it, you can, because all of the food vendors are set up as the races start, and so basically you're just running for the smell. That's what you're doing.
That's right.
Just keeps you going.
That's right.
It makes it a little bit easier. Yeah.
And you do make this a very family-friendly event, because you're going to have activities that are both geared toward a family as well as geared toward children, right?
Right, and that's why we think RACS is so successful, is that we are a family-friendly event, and we have always been that way, and we will always be that way. And so we have a huge kid station that's set up thanks to Leaping Lizards. Like, they bring in all kinds of big inflatables, and they have a huge roped-off kids area.
Speaking of tickets, how can we get those? How can we find a schedule, or how can we learn everything we want to know about RACS by the Tracks?
Easiest place to go is racsbythetracks.com. For information, and you can buy all the tickets on there. But for ease of purchase for people in Virginia or in Kentucky or anywhere else that's not right in downtown Kingsport, we offer the beer tasting tickets and the concert tickets at any Food City location. That's not just in Kingsport, that's at any Food City location. You can get the beer tasting and the concert tickets.
That's great. Easy enough.
Absolutely. Well, James Phillips with RACS by the Tracks, thanks for joining us today, and we look forward to another very successful and very popular RACS by the Tracks Festival. Congratulations.
Thanks, appreciate it. Glad to be back.
Well, thanks for the investment that you all are making in downtown. We really appreciate it.
Wow, we love doing it.
Thanks. Stay tuned. We'll have more of your CZ right after this.
Were you ever called to the principal's office when you were in school?
No, I mean, not like that. Were you?
I was not, no. The principal didn't want to have anything to do with things. It was even that bad. But we've now moved to the big office.
The big principal.
The big principal's office. We are here in Dr. Lyle Elshot. He's the director of schools here at the Kingsport City School System. He's not here, so he does not know we're in here between us. But we want to thank Dr. Elshot and his outstanding team at the Kingsport City Schools for hosting us today, and as always, the outstanding team at Spectrum Reach for producing your season.
They do a bang-up job. We also want to remind you to find out what's happening here in Kingsport. We welcome you to watch us here on the Kingsport Chamber Zone. You can also feel free to contact the Kingsport Chamber. Find them on the web at kingsportchamber.org. They're also on Facebook and Twitter, where you can like them and you can follow them. And they're always social in person, so please come down and pay them a visit at 400 Clinchfield. Give them a call at 392-8800.
And on our last show, you remember we had Mayor John Clark on to talk about the One Kingsport campaign. All those focus groups are coming together to present their next new big idea for Kingsport, and that's going to be unveiled on Wednesday, March the 23rd.
We encourage you to go to the One Kingsport website, where You can find out more information about the time and location that camp will be held.
And we'll also have a recap of that on an upcoming CZ. And until our next visit together in the Kingsport Training Zone, we are Bob and Laura, reminding you to please be loyal
And buy local. Have a great week.